This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Whether you love true crime or comedy, celebrity interviews or news, you call the shots on what's in your podcast queue. And guess what? Now you can call them on your auto insurance too with the Name Your Price tool from Progressive. It works just the way it sounds. You tell Progressive how much you want to pay for car insurance, and they'll show you coverage options that fit your budget. Get your quote today at Progressive.com to join the over 28 million drivers who trust Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law.
Brews and Banter.
Hi, Frank.
Hey, bonjour, Roman.
Bonjour. Why are we going French?
Because no one else likes them. So I just figured send a little love their way. Fries, kiss, and French dip. That's what they're good for. French fries, French kiss, French dip.
Right. Yeah. What else?
That's about it.
No other French food?
No.
Well, we got a lot of things to talk about. It's been a while since there's just two of us.
It really has not been.
Really?
Well, I think just like last week it was the two of us.
I feel like it's been forever.
Well, by the time this gets released, it will be.
Oh, okay. Well, before we start with our podcast, I'd like to take a moment to thank our sponsor, ZipRecruiter. Are you a brewery owner or an employer looking to hire workers? Well, with ZipRecruiter, you can post your job to 100 plus job sites with just one click. Then, their powerful technology efficiently matches the right people to your job, better than anyone else. That's why ZipRecruiter is different. Unlike other job sites, ZipRecruiter does not depend on candidates finding you. It finds them. In fact, over 80% of job posts on ZipRecruiter get a qualified candidate in just 24 hours. No juggling emails or calls to your office. Simply screen, rate, and manage candidates all in one place with ZipRecruiter's easy-to-use dashboard. Find out today what ZipRecruiter has been used by businesses of all sizes to find the most qualified job candidates with immediate results. And right now, our listeners can post jobs on ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free. Just go on ZipRecruiter.com/podcast. That's ZipRecruiter.com/podcast. And one more time, to try it for free, go to ZipRecruiter.com/podcast. So, Frank, what are we opening here?
We are opening. So we had this for the first time at Fighting Rice Festival recently.
Yes.
This is another product from Grow Brewing.
Our friends at Grow Brewing.
This is the sour ale with dragon fruit.
That's good stuff.
Not to be confused with the dragon juice.
By Frank.
Yeah, Frank's special sauce.
Not that kind of sauce. Come on.
It is that kind of sauce. It's any kind of sauce you want.
Oh, shit.
And I think we're going to like it.
I think we will. You know what I like about their sours? And most of their beer, actually. It's not super, punchy. Is that the right term?
Whatever term
I mean?
you want it to be.
Well, it's not super thick. It's not extra sour. It just has the right balance of flavor, alcohol, and...
apparently fucking head, because they fucked this up again. so people...
Don't blame them for that.
No, not them. So people that watch this video, we brought back curvy sidewalls. The return of curvy sidewalls. Gentlemen, put your hands together on the main stage for curvy sidewalls. Look at the color of this.
You know what we have to do is your friend Jim there.
Yeah.
Is that his name? Jim?
Mafia Jim?
Yeah, Mafia Jim.
Yeah, this sour ale dragon fruit we had with Grow at Fighting Rice was spectacular.
It was amazing.
We had to get more.
I went to our local bottle shop and I dropped $100, got a bunch of beer for us. And
off.
Of course. That's what this business is for. And the girl who owns it,
Carissa,
thank you. She hasn't tried it. I'm like, oh no, Chris, you got to try it. She's like, well, definitely going to try it now.
Yeah, it's pretty good. So
cheers.
It's like our glasses touch. Yep.
Damn. Still
Just
good.
like I remember.
Hasn't changed.
And although the week that we've had it, right? Yeah, Fire Rice was last week. Yeah.
Let's give people a little bit of update what we've been up to. So we've gone to a Fire and Ice event that is hosted by Prison City Brewing Company out of Auburn.
Women-owned?
Women-owned. That event is always fun.
Yeah. It was much better this year. The weather was fucking great.
Oh, yeah. That worked out. And food, I feel like, was better, too.
Yeah, I think it was good. I mean, we didn't stay as long as we did last year, but we left just before the fire.
I think we left when they lit up the fire already. So they stack up these ice walls, and in the middle of it, they set it on fire, and people gather around and watch it burn until it collapses.
I think the best part was the mini keg curling ice.
Oh yeah, that was really cool.
That was pretty cool.
So they've had more this year. They've had more like ice sculptures and games with like ice than I think last year.
I'm not sure. We were fucking ice last year. It was fucking sleeting and shit. It was fucking disgusting.
Well, they had ice air hockey table, or there was no air, so I guess like ice hockey table. What else did they have? They had that sluice thing.
Yeah,
you pour
the
on
luge. Yeah, for the shots they had the what's that game you play?
They always have that ice chair you sit on,
and that thing where you roll the ball and then you got to get it into it kind of jumps at the end. You got to get it into the hoops with the.
Oh, I don't know. It's like the arcade game.
Yeah, whatever it is.
Yeah, so there was a nice variety. Not as many brewers, I felt like.
I didn't feel like there was. I mean, because part of the brewery was even shut down this year. Remember, we used to wrap around.
Oh, that's right. Where their tanks were, yeah.
But still, good. We met some new people.
Really nice turnaround.
Had some nice ciders. And then was it Tin Barn that we had cider, but then they gave us like their own little concoction that, like, if it was us, it would have been dragon juice, but they had their own thing.
Was it Tin Barn? I don't remember the name of the brewery. Yeah, but she was like, excuse me, do you want to try a cocktail, she said? I'm like, okay. Two different ones.
You had Roman and cock.
And you had the tail.
You're the cocksucker instructor.
You know there's a whiskey called Chicken Cock?
Is there? Do chickens have dicks? I mean, how does that work?
Cocks.
The cocksucker instructor? Is that what you're just laughing at now? The fuck, man?
Chickens are female.
Well, how do they what?
Roosters.
Oh, yeah. I was just testing you. All right.
I mean, if they did a sex change, maybe.
What's a rooster boner look like?
Maybe there was a chicken sex change study.
Yeah.
$5 million.
From USAID.
Hey, speaking of something interesting, I found this online. I don't know if... Well, hold on. We'll get back to it. Let's talk about what we've been doing. We've also had gun show.
Yeah, today was pretty the gun show, yep.
We both picked something up.
The Pew Pew show.
Pew Pew show. We can't say gun. Pew Pew.
Whatever. But I think we're going to be possibly what are you, a presenter, a vendor? Whatever. We're not selling shit, right? We're going to have a booth there in the fall probably.
Yeah, so if everything works out, we'll run. Would that be live or?
We could do whatever we want. We could stream it.
Can we do live on YouTube?
We can.
And that's it, right? You can't do it live anywhere else?
Oh, if we have a different...
I don't know. We'll figure out. We'll either do live or we just record it and then...
Maybe we'll do it all.
I don't know. Or nothing at all.
No, we'll do something.
No, it's a song.
Oh. What the fuck? I don't know what's happening here.
So anyways, that was pretty cool. Different building. I felt like better layout.
It's a wider building, so there's more room.
There's more room, like less, fucking butts to butts. Mm-hmm. Walking down the aisles.
Yeah. It was nuts to butts.
Nuts to butts.
Instead of butts to butts, nuts to butts.
You know what I learned? You know the term piss poor?
Prior proper planning prevents piss poor performance?
No, but you know the term, when someone doesn't have enough money, where they're like, oh yeah, he's like piss poor. Yeah. Or so poor doesn't have a bucket to piss in.
Yeah,
you've heard that?
Or you have a pot to piss in or a window to throw it out of?
Yeah, so you know where that comes from actually?
No.
So in Britain, I think like 1700s, poor people would urinate in a bucket, and leather workers would use urine to dye leather. And poor people would make money that way. Like they would piss in the bucket, and then they'll use that.
I mean, I believe that fucking supply and demand is a bit out of fucking control. There's got to be a ton of supply.
So, but there were people who were even poorer, so they didn't have a bucket to piss in. And that's where the terms come from.
Shoot a leather bucket.
Anyways, dropping little knowledge that I fucking learned.
That's fucking we're all going to sleep better tonight.
You're welcome. Was there anything else that we've done, any events that we've gone to, or?
We've had a lot of guests. We got an event next week at Sam & Malone's.
Oh, that's right.
Yep.
That's for our local Chamber of Commerce. They do it, once a month or something? A couple times a month?
I mean, this one is good because it's after work hours for us. Most of these things are like coffee talks or something like 10 or 11 in the morning.
Yeah, so what they do is...
I'm working, you're sleeping.
I'm sleeping. They'll have some local business owners just networking, just getting together.
Usually one of them hosts the coffee part of it,
Oh, like a member of a chamber, yeah. And I'm trying to think, is there anything else?
Well, we got some things we might do in the fall. We don't know if we're going to do that yet. Oktoberfest. So we'll see how that's going to work out. And then what else we have, Roman?
So
there's a lot of stuff. Like I can't even recall it all.
So sometimes I geek out about stuff, with all the crazy budget cuts, government cuts, departments being closed, right? Shit like that. So I'm really hoping that the technology part of it does not get too affected. So like, for example, Micron. I mean, people heard about Micron all over the country, right? Do you know Micron is now remodeling some of the offices downtown Syracuse?
No.
Where they're going to move in?
I didn't think they were moving downtown.
Well, I think they're going to use downtown, some offices downtown.
Until the open clay?
Maybe.
Yeah.
Just to have a place to operate out of.
Yep.
And part of this big I-81 that they're reconstructing.
The corridor.
Yeah. So a lot of developments happening here. So as far as like technological stuff, what?
I was just checking to see if anything left in it.
There's a company in Japan that have developed invisible solar cells. So
it's gotta be a bad idea.
Well, it's a concept. So it's a transparent solar cell. So it's like glass or a window.
So you fucking run into it?
Well, no. So potential applications could be explore the various applications, such as integrating them into windows of buildings.
Oh, so you mean they're not the black panels like you see now?
No, they're
see. Yeah,
transparent, invisible. So think how much glass is on the building, right? A tall building, shitload of fucking glass, right? Yeah. Some buildings have to put special UV reflectors or something because so much heat bounces off the windows. They melt car tires, and
you see some of these
it's crazy
mirrored finish, or they're tinted.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So, but all that glass could become an energy generator. Mm-hmm. So something cool I found there, and there was an article I saw about Mark Zuckerberg predicting that our smartphones are going to become obsolete in 2030 because a lot of people are going to move into smart glasses. And of course, he's going to say that because he has that smart glasses. He partnered with Ray-Bans, I think.
Whatever. The guy, fuck, you got all that money, you can't get a better haircut. What the fuck? I mean, really, what's going on with that thing?
Does it matter?
Well, yeah. I mean, if you're going to talk stupid about fucking, am I going to text from my ear? How's it going to work?
Well, it's probably with the integrated AI. You're just going to be wearing glasses and you're send Frank a text message.
That's great. So when you're telling your wife you want to bang her and there's people in the room with you, everybody's just going to hear you say it to the fucking glasses. That's why you have a phone so people can't see what you're fucking typing.
Is that when you tell your wife? When there's a bunch of people in the room and you want to just text
whenever
her?
I feel the need.
Want to take off and just go to Netflix and chill?
There's not even fucking taking off.
People still use that.
No, let everybody else take off. It's going to happen. You can stay or not.
Or if I want to text you something funny from Urban Dictionary.
Yeah, right.
Which I have one, by the way. All right, so I can't believe this. This is crazy. This is from Urban Dictionary. All right, so I have nothing to do with this. It's called.
You actually do have something to do with this because you're reading it.
That I'm just a messenger. Oklahoma hand grenade.
Already?
It's not as bad as Alaskan pipeline, but when the female partner jerks the male off into her asshole.
So if we're looking at the visual here, so she just bent over, he's behind her.
I don't know how it works.
So she got long arms because she's got to be able to reach back there and strokey.
Or she's on her back and flexible.
Yeah. So then her feet would be in the air.
Yeah, behind her shoulders. I don't know.
Let's go with that.
Sure.
Wait, is that the whole thing?
That's it.
Oh.
It says Oklahoma hand grenade. That's it.
Okay. I thought there was going to be more. Like, once you do that, then you got to spit it onto a piece of toast and, like how these...
Throw it like a boomerang, see if it comes back.
They always add fucking weird shit to it.
Oh, my God.
All right, so you got to...
I heard that somewhere. Well, can you imagine getting that in your glasses and, like, you start laughing your ass up? And people looking at you like you're a fucking weirdo.
No, well, how do you see the pictures and stuff?
On the glass.
But can you see through the glass where the picture is?
Yeah, so it's like a... transparent.
So it looks like
you can do like navigation,
like these Oculus goggles for VR.
Those.
No, I mean, I understand the size of them, but like you can still see.
You can see through. Like if you had regular glasses, like Ray-Bans, for example, you just put them on. Mm-hmm. They're not sunglasses, but transparent glass, and so you can see messages. You can get navigation. You say like, I don't know, hey Google, give me directions to nearest coffee shop. Mm-hmm. I'm walking, whatever.
You ever watch Halo on TV?
Oh, is that based on video game?
Yeah.
I haven't.
They wear these. I mean, well, I probably even Star Wars or whatever the fuck it is. Like, you can see these people. They put on helmets.
Oh,
you can see like the fucking distance.
Yeah. So they actually have that for motorcycle helmets. Mm-hmm. The glass that protects.
Or like vehicles that project the speed and stuff on your windshield. Like, doesn't your car do that?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that would look like.
Yeah,
it's sort of clear.
Yeah, it shows speed. It shows like what music I'm playing, and if I have GPS directions, it would show on that.
You can watch fucking naughty videos on your windshield.
No,
like if you connect to the internet.
No.
Oh, that's fucking.
I mean, maybe there are some.
So back to the Oklahoma Grand. So she's jerking you off, and you fucking blow your load on her stink wrinkle, and then you like. Sorry. I didn't realize you were going to take a sip.
And it's a sour.
Did it go up your nose?
No. Stink wrinkle.
So you're tossing in the stink wrinkle, and then what happens? Like, is it just there? Like,
that's it.
I mean,
like,
yeah, I guess. I mean, I don't understand that part. Like, and it's got to be Oklahoma, apparently. You can't do this like Nebraska or nothing.
Maybe that's where it originated from. I don't know. Ask Urban Dictionary.
I don't know. We haven't talked to her.
Why don't we? What if we ask AI?
We haven't talked to her in a while. I'm still kind of
Let's see what AI says.
About a stink wrinkle?
Hold on. I need your help with something.
Of course. What do you need help with?
Where did Oklahoma hand grenade originated from?
It sounds like you might be referring to something specific, but Oklahoma hand grenade isn't a widely recognized term. Are you talking about a type of explosive, a drink, a sports move, or something else?
No, it's
Let
from.
me know,
and
I'll help you figure it out.
Shut the fuck up.
It's from Urban Dictionary. Can you look it up and read it?
That's a no.
I can't access Urban Dictionary directly, but if you describe what it means, I can.
No.
Ask her what a stink.
You're done.
Ask her what a stink wrinkle is.
You ask yours.
You got any other jokes?
Let me see.
You got a lot of fucking clunky going on over there.
Calm yourself down.
You calm your tits down.
What is the female version of a teabagging called?
You already told me
tell you this?
Yeah.
A Flappuccino. Oh, I found. I see all kinds of weird shit.
What is a stink wrinkle?
A stanchion is a sturdy, upright fixture. A stanchion is a post or support used to hold or secure something in place. You often see them in places like airports or theaters.
Stop it! It's wrong.
I know. I gotta ask her now. What is a stink wrinkle?
A stink pickle is a humorous and playful term for a pickled cucumber that has an unusually strong or pungent smell. It's often used in a joking manner to describe a particularly intense...
You're a stink pickle.
You got a stink pickle. I think I'd give this girl the pink pepper. My AI lady.
In Finland, there is bread. Guess the name of this bread.
Okay. Are you going to give me a clue?
One try. Just try. Has something to do with female parts.
Pussy bread.
It's called Juicy Pussy.
That's the name of the bread? Okay.
Yeah, so I checked to confirm. It says, yes, Juicy Pussy is a real bread from Finland. It's a traditional Finnish rye bread that's great for snacks or meals.
Oh, it's universal.
Or snacks.
Or snacks or what?
Or meals.
Meals.
Oh, gosh.
I think it said snacks or rituals.
I'm so immature.
So speaking of pussy, what's the difference between vagina and apple pie?
Difference?
Yeah, what's the difference?
I don't know. One's baked in the oven.
You can eat the crust off apple pie.
Oh, gross.
I guess you can eat the crust off vagina too, whatever you're into.
Yeah, if that's your flavor.
Pussy bread.
What is lactose intolerant?
You don't give a fuck anymore?
Lactose intolerant. The condition of being completely unable to tolerate other people's bullshit.
Okay.
Lactose tolerant.
All right. So,
All right.
from there,
Jokes aside, what's been going on lately?
we're going to grade this beer. We're going to get back to that because we kind of haven't done that in a while.
You know, that's true. We've had so many interesting guests.
And still more coming.
Yeah, gosh. This is becoming like a full-time job.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm working 3 full-time jobs.
Yeah. Yeah, this is a
But it's fun. I'm enjoying it.
Definitely more different than it was from episode 1.
Oh,
From our humble beginnings.
I wonder if we can do like an edit where we go and take clips from our previous episodes. Like our best
Maybe
episodes.
Opus could do that.
No, I don't think so.
This
It's too
fucking
much
thing,
work.
you touted so much, I can't do anything I fucking ask. You love Opus and like, can't do that, can't do that, can't do that, can't do that.
You're asking things that are like too advanced for now.
Well, it was...
Or maybe I just don't know how to do it. So
Yeah, that's probably...
that could be an explanation.
But it's... Yeah, we've... From our humble beginnings to now, we've grown, we've blossomed like a flower, like a delicate petunia.
Okay, don't. I knew this was going to go to shit. But we started with very minimal equipment. We had 2 shitty microphones, 2 headphones,
2 shitty hosts.
2 shitty hosts. Didn't know what the fuck they were doing. Just decided to do a podcast in the basement.
But that was 109 episodes ago?
More.
Well, what episode is this?
113.
Oh, so then it was 111, 12,
Yeah.
12 episodes ago.
Yeah, there you go.
Dragon fruit, blame Garrett.
But yeah, I mean, we've come a long way. We've upgraded equipment. We've upgraded or we extended our reach. It's nice to go to brewery events and have, seeing friends that we've met previously or had them on our podcast for interviews.
We've gone through a couple vehicles. You and I both. I wrecked mine.
You hit a deer.
Yeah, you got
I spilled milk. Well, not I didn't spill milk. But things happen there. Our lives have changed.
But it is getting warmer finally. What a fucking bullshit winter. Super cold.
Yeah. Well, I think the winter we've had is what was a standard Syracuse winter.
I don't know. I mean, probably snow-wise. I mean, we actually got less than we would typically get on average. I mean, but the cold that cold piece lasted for like 2 or 3 weeks, right? Like, I mean, it's always cold in the winter, but I'm talking like fucking 0 or minus and like for days. That's the shit where your fucking balls become your tonsils.
Excuse me.
Yeah, they fucking. You know what? That's the other thing. Whenever I go outside and it's fucking cold, whenever I come in, I get piss.
You gotta piss?
Yeah.
Why is that?
I don't know why.
Like, that was so fucking funny. I was in the bathroom, and Frank goes.
Oh,
Frank's in the bathroom. I'm in the bathroom.
Yes, it was together, but separate stalls.
Separate, and you go, oh, never seen a red pea.
There's other people in the bathroom. Like, huh, that's funny. I've never seen red pea before.
God, I
never. I always try to embarrass you when I'm in the bathroom.
I don't get embarrassed.
I don't give a shit either.
Well, I tried to embarrass you with that stuffed cheese place.
It doesn't work.
No.
Yeah, if it's got a hole, it'll stuff it.
Yeah, I told. So there was a vendor who. What do? They do like pepperoni. They'll carve out the middle and then they'll stuff it with different types of cheeses.
It's a pepperoni stick, and then they got like a solid rod that they push the center of the pepperoni out, and then they fill it with cheese.
Oh, it's like a fleshlight.
Very erotic.
It's like a fleshlight.
It's pepperoni light. And then they take the part that they pushed out and they cut it in little pieces and they pickle it.
And then the hollow air part, they fill it with cheese, different types of cheeses.
Yeah, they got
which it's pretty good.
They got like 12 or 14 different kinds of cheeses.
Yeah, like eight times
sharp,
which wasn't bad.
Like horseradish and garlic.
And what's their saying? What do they say?
8 inches of meat you can't beat.
And then we walk up to the vendor and I said, "This guy loves your guys' meat." Actually, I said, if it has a hole, we'll stuff it.
I don't know if that guy was
that guy. I think that guy's gears started turning. He's like, I like that.
Because he's like, I don't know, I've seen somewhere you don't want to do that.
You're not stuffing cheese, you're pulling out.
You with your digits. It was a good time. So we reloaded on Pew Pew and Pew Pew food. Pew Pew.
I'm so sick of this background checks for ammo. When's that going to fucking end?
Well, as long as we live in New York, probably never.
No, I hope it does.
Because she doesn't have a fucking term limit. So she's going to be there until she's not. Do you see?
Can that be changed federally or no? Or states can regulate that?
I don't. Is it the whole country?
No.
Do any other governors have term limits?
No. What I'm talking about, can the federal law override the state law? Mm-hmm. Like, so if the state has that background check for ammo?
Well, federally, whatever the law is, the states have to be as or more restrictive than the federal law.
Has to be?
Yeah, so like the federal law is like, you can't have any more than 10 beers. The state law can't say you can't have any more than 11 beers.
Cannot.
Yeah, you can have, but they can say, you know what, you can't have any more than 8. Well, the government says 10, you say 8, you're more restrictive.
Oh, I see.
But she's just so fucking terrible. I mean,
so you can't be more loose than the federal law.
Yeah, you can't be more loose like Rome. You got to be more tight like Frank.
Why is it always?
It's fact. I put it in terms that our listeners understand.
It's a fucking fact.
Our listeners understand that stuff, and watchers, our viewers, our watchers.
Last few months, have you had a favorite brewery or beer you've had?
So, yeah, who was I just thinking about? Well, I know you went to branching out. Mm-hmm. So, thanks for not telling me, because you could have picked up some of that Millhouse cucumber beer, because summer's coming up. But go fuck yourself.
Hold on. What is it called?
It's the cucumber beer in the light green can from Millhouse Brewing. We had it on here.
I'm trying to think if I've seen it.
We've had it. We drank it on the show.
No, I understand. I'm trying to think.
You go in, it's
I've
like the first or second section on the right all the way down to the bottom.
No,
I can't read you the fucking UPC.
They didn't have it.
But Cucumber Blessings.
That's what it's called?
That's what it's called. But that's like a, I don't know, maybe, I don't even know, like a 4.7, 4.9 sort of a, but it's just a really light beer that you would enjoy nipples out in the fucking sun.
You like cucumbers?
Everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not eating cucumbers in your house ever again.
Double-ended cucumber meaning.
Those French long cucumbers.
No. So there's that. But what did I have? Genesee's good. I like all the Genesee line.
You know what? I've been a fan of Genesee too.
I mean, their cans are like, I like the way their cans are. They got nice cans because it's just it's all the same font. They look the same. They're just different colors.
Saggy, but
no. These are firm cans.
No, hold on. What was that T-shirt I saw?
Sagging and gagging.
An old lady with the walker. It goes, still sagging but gagging, or something like that.
Genesee's got firm cans, but like the regular is red and the light is blue and the cream ale is green. But
is that what the colors are?
Yeah, they all look the same, like font and design. It's just the color change.
So when we were in Auburn at Prison City Fire and Ice event. Downtown Auburn, one of the buildings has Genesee Beer or Genesee Brewery.
Genesee Beer, I think. It's like really tall.
Right on top of the...
Yeah. You know what? It had stanchions. Remember, like...
Oh, is that what that...
Yeah, I was just saying. They had it was like there, but was it lit up?
I think it lights up. Yeah, it's like lights up red.
I know they're in Rochester, so I don't know why it's in Auburn.
We have to do something with that. We need to see if we can do some kind of a video or something for social media.
Yeah.
Or we need to reach out to Genesee and be like, hey, sponsorship.
Or anything. Just,
We have a...
Let us help you.
We have
you help us help you.
Help me help you. Yeah, right. Was that Jerry Maguire?
Yeah.
Help me help you.
Show me the beer. Show me the beer.
Show me the beer. That's a classic movie.
Yeah, I like that.
But yeah, so I'm a fan of Genesee too.
But
it's like it's like a replacement of Bud Light, I would say.
Mm-hmm. But it's
like that easy. Yeah, it's local.
Oh, yeah, Bud Light, again, is fucking. I don't know if it's even worldwide, but it's certainly nationwide. Mm-hmm. I mean, InBev, I know isn't.
Bud Light's it's big, yeah, but Genesee, it's like local. It's small.
They fucking bought into the whole bullshit, and then they got fucking nipped in the ass for it, and that's why they're suffering all these problems because they had some marketing person to hire this other fucking.
Well, now they're sponsoring UFC.
Well, because they're trying to get their market share back, but
Dana White, I think, negotiated a deal with them. Dana White's fucking. He's pretty smart.
Yeah.
That's
why he's on part of Trump's team there because he doesn't.
What does he do?
Well, he's just like at all these events and he's talking like I don't think you can be in Trump's inner circle unless you don't have the abilities to count the number of zeros after the first number in your bank account. Like it's just really like
Oh, you gotta have money.
Yeah, like basically when you look at their bank account, it's got like E for like error. Like when you multiply like 75 trillion by 85 billion and you get E on your calculator, that's what their bank accounts need to have in order to.
Okay, so if you add up my accounts, if it equals error, I'm in.
Right.
Okay.
If it equals error and we're doing this, we got some problems, buddy.
I tell you what, if you add up all my negative accounts, it'll be error.
All right. But so you were talking about the better brews. Like,
sorry, I was asking if there was any beer that stood out in the last few months, or a brewery that you visited and it kind of stood out.
Yeah, there's not a brewery yet, but we need to. I'm hoping people reach back out to us, and because there's a lot of breweries in New York, right? Mm-hmm. But I'm hoping people reach out to us and say, "Hey, come to our brewery."
Yeah,
because we were always like asking people, and then you kind of feel like you're, inconveniencing them or something like that. But I want someone to come to us or any people. Hey, come take a look at us. Come interview us. Come see our brewery. That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah. By the way, a reminder: if you're a brewery or excuse me, of local brewery that the owners or friends with, or you want to recommend them to reach out to us, we have an entire mobile setup of cameras, lights, microphones, all that shit. Even an extra videographer on our crew that travels with us, and we'll come out and we'll do an interview, we'll do a tour, We'll do some kind of advertisement video as well. And so we're mobile. We can do that.
Probably say some inappropriate shit. People will laugh.
That's part of it.
Yeah.
I don't think people should be restricted.
And then you'll never invite us back. Stuff like that.
It's fun. Knock on wood. So far, 100% of guests we had an amazing time here.
No, at least they're telling us that.
Yeah. Well, I'd like to believe that.
Okay, well, you can believe that. You're also a sexy bitch. Believe that. I don't care.
Wait, what?
I said you're also a sexy bitch. Believe that too.
Jeez.
If that's what you want.
So,
but yeah, we have fun. I mean, we just and we're genuine. Everybody gets it what we're about now. But I don't know that there's a specific brewery again that I've fallen in love with. But lots of beers like Aurora is now local to us. Aurora Brewing moved in
oh, I didn't know that.
They moved into the Now and Later.
Oh, that's
the former Now and Later place.
That's right.
And then plus the
Tip Hilder.
Plus the guy out of Cortland that moved into Cicero. Remember we saw him at CNY Brewfest. I forget the name of that.
What's the name of the brewery?
I forget already. But either way, some people, so what's basically happening here is like, I mean, I know Stoutbeard's not around. I don't think anybody's moved in there now, but some of the brewers who left, it's like an immediate fill-in with another brewery.
Mm-hmm. Well, probably because the setup already.
Yeah, I mean, but you hate to see people going away, and I don't know why one goes away and another one's growing. It's kind of like a weird sort of.
We talked about this.
Very level, like it's.
Yeah, we talked about this. Like, why are some breweries going out of business and others are thriving? And I believe part of it has to do with collaboration of brewers and really being in the right community that supports those type of businesses. And I think this is where collaborations are important. Collaborate with local brewers, collaborate with podcasters, influencers, whatever. You gotta use modern techniques to keep your business alive and to grow.
Yeah, I speaking of that with that gentleman today.
Which one?
That we got the firearm that I bought the firearm from. He McGraw. Sorry, there's two things. McGraw Tug or something brewing. That's the new place out of Cortland?
Not familiar.
I'll find out in a minute. But back to the Pew Pew guy, he said the same thing. It's like it's very, especially in the gun industry, it's tough to get on social media because there's a lot of negative
people against guns and stuff like that. Yeah,
exactly. Falsely, by the way. But
and it's okay.
Yeah, it's okay.
People don't have to like guns.
Handled correctly, it shouldn't be an issue. But but that's what he's saying. It's hard on media to advertise, and so they are looking towards podcast platforms to sort of get the word out about them. So
and
they may be on here.
I've met people who were always afraid of guns and never wanted to touch the guns, and I've taken them to a shooting range, and they were like, "Oh, that was fun. It wasn't as bad as I thought." And the perspective, I think, changes if they talk to someone who is responsible gun owner, follows the laws, and secures them the way they should be secured in your home, and really handling firearms safely during, being at the range. Yeah. Or out hunting,
or 100% of the time,
or handling it if you're concealed carry. I think all those things are important, and a responsible gun owner would be able to have a conversation with someone who doesn't like guns or not familiar with guns or worried about them and doesn't know what's going on. Then they can have a conversation about it and maybe view it a little bit differently.
Yeah, it's again 100% of the time you should be handling it safely and appropriately, but that comes with experience. Mm-hmm. Like, you can handle it safely because the first time you're touching a gun, if you've never touched a gun before, you should be with someone who's very familiar, and that person's going to
and ask for help. Yeah. If you don't know what you're doing, if after your training class you're still nervous around guns, ask someone to help you who has guns,
and then you become more familiar because a lot of the discomfort is from fear or hesitation, so you can find out what works well for you. But
so if we end up doing this live event at the gun show, I have this idea. All right.
wait, before you do that,
Yeah.
we should go to an ad right now. Ad break.
Okay, let's take an ad break now.
Where'd you get those shoes? Easy. They're from DSW. Because DSW has the exact right shoes for whatever you're into right now. You know, like the sneakers that make office hours feel like happy hour. The boots that turn grocery aisles into runways. And all the styles that show off the many sides of you, from daydreamer to multitasker and everything in between. Because you do it all in really great shoes. Find a shoe for every you at your DSW store or dsw.com.
Okay, so we're back.
All right, we're back. Sorry about that. So I was going to say, I had this idea for our gun show. If we end up doing a live,
So are you talking about a live broadcast where me and you were talking?
Yeah, at a gun show.
But not talking to other people coming in? Like not having guests?
No, if we have a booth or a table at a gun show, we pick 5 guns, you and I. 5 or 6 guns, right? Like you pick 3, I pick 3 that we want to buy. But we don't tell anybody who picked what, and we'll just hang them on the in the back somewhere where people can see.
Well, how are we going to be able to hang them if we don't have them? Pictures?
No, just pictures. Okay. Sorry. Or we'll do like a wide array.
Yeah.
Or a whiteboard or something.
Because you're saying this now. Let me see if where you're going is where I would just think you're.
Okay. Let's see. Let's see.
What's the ABV on this fucking thing? Because I'm already slurring.
6.
Oh, that's fucking.
Only 6.
It's for some other reason.
We're just tired because we've been up since 6.
Okay, go ahead.
And then when we stop people to ask them questions like what kind of gun you bought, why did you buy it, like you've been researching, just to have conversations. You know, why are they there? Are they collectors? What's going on? So
if anybody wants to fucking talk,
yeah. And every time someone sits down, they'll talk.
There's some characters there, Romy. Have you seen some people? I'm kind of like, man, I hope this guy doesn't want to talk to us.
So one day, sit down, we're talking. And like, okay, before you leave, out of these 6 handguns, which one do you like?
Well, 3 for you, 3 for me. So
yeah, but they don't know that you picked 3 and I picked 3. Okay. We're just gonna say out of the 6 handguns, and every time someone says which one, we mark it, and whichever 2 have the most votes, you and I buy it.
Yeah, but these fuckers are gonna vote for the 2 most expensive ones.
No. They're all gonna be in the same price range, and they're all gonna be something you and I don't have. Okay. So that way we don't buy.
So it's similar because I was thinking that we would give hints about what we like, and then people gotta decide. They gotta guess what we would have bought, or what we're gonna buy.
No, I think you know how like you do.
Because I'm never gonna do a revolver. I don't want a revolver.
Yeah, that's fine. So if we put a revolver up there because I want a revolver, for example. Yeah. But we don't tell them.
Yeah.
You know?
So it's got to be 6 guns that you and I would buy, and then we're going to see what people recommend or suggest.
Yeah, what they like, and maybe we can ask them, why this one?
Yep.
You know?
Yep.
And then we'll just keep a count, and which one has 2 most counts, and so 1 most counts from your 3, and 1 most counts from my 3.
What if your 3 both have the most counts? I'm like, fuck it, Rome, you got to buy 2.
I have to buy you a gun.
No, not me. They're yours.
So, and then we have to buy those guns.
Okay.
But
that's okay.
Yeah. So I don't know. I was just thinking like, how can we kind of incorporate, our guests who sit in and then be part of a decision.
Yeah. We're not against people that don't want a gun. That's fine.
Yeah.
I am against.
I don't think everybody should have it.
I'm against the part of the government that says we can't when the Constitution says we can. That's my issue.
You know what I don't understand is a bias in the judicial system.
Like lawfare?
Well, a judicial system in place is to follow laws, correct? Mm-hmm. So a judge is there to enforce a law.
Well, they call it...
Not enforce,
but interpretation.
Right. So why are there biased judges? How can you be a judge and enforce laws with a biased view?
But I think the bias piece you're talking about is like the law is applied at the time that it's applied, like what in whatever stage of that trial or whatever it's going to be. But then the way they interpret it, based on their political affiliation or their beliefs, that's where you get what you're saying is the bias. Like,
but you can't do that because you're a judge that's supposed to follow a law.
Yeah, but the law is this, right?
If the law says, let's just use
like you can't kill anybody.
Let's just use gun as an example. Okay, the law says if you're a law-abiding citizen, right? You're not a criminal. You're not currently in court for crimes you've committed. You are a citizen. I believe you have to be a citizen. Does anybody with a green card can get it?
I think so, because I think Lance bought one.
Oh, yeah. So
I don't know if they agree.
So law-abiding citizen and not currently in court or breaking any laws or any of the illegal shit, right? You are allowed to have a firearm.
You are eligible.
Or eligible. You're eligible to have a firearm. Then a judge who is against people having guns can decide to go against the law and deny you the permission.
I don't think that's the case.
Well, they have been doing that.
No, I think if everything is done right.
No, but how many...
Why do you have a process to be able to be done right that someone could just deny you for no reason?
That is my question.
I don't know who's being denied. I've not seen this.
Well, I know people who have been denied.
But there must be something wrong with you didn't fucking dot an I or you spelled your name wrong. You can't abbreviate RD for road. You got to spell out road. Like
I know.
They fucking nitpick.
Hold on.
You hold on to this, Roman.
I know at least two people that were denied permission to have a gun license.
But they would give a reason why you're denied.
Well, the judge said, I don't see a reason for you to have it. That was the...
Was that the gun? Or was that the concealed carry versus the... remember you could have the
sportsman. Yeah. It was nothing.
Because now there's not... That's all gone. We don't have those anymore.
Right. So they were denied everything. And the judge's explanation was, I don't see a reason for you to have it.
Well, then that's constitutionally wrong.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. And there are judges that... Or you would hear from people like, oh, if you get that judge, you'll never get your license. Well, why is that? Mm-hmm. Why aren't and another thing is, judges are appointed, right? So is it Supreme Court judges are appointed? So if a Supreme Court judge is appointed by
confirmed, yeah,
by a president, correct? Is that judge now biased towards that political?
Well, and that's, I think, why they do it. Like they talk about...
But that's what I'm saying. How is that fair?
And what I'm saying is that you're going to pick someone who aligns with what you align with. So Trump has picked conservatives, right? But now there's a problem with this Amy Coney Barrett, who was supposed to be conservative, but she's voting against some of the shit that Trump wants. So is she... how are you... How are you by it? How are you for him if you're against him?
Why is the judge aligning with someone else's view? Isn't the judge supposed to... I
didn't say they're aligning. I said he's picking people that are already aligned with him.
That's what I'm saying.
Well, everything. you think people... You want people to have guns. You think the people should have guns.
I think...
You think it should be a right that everybody has guns.
No, I think it's a person's right to have it, but I don't think everybody should have it.
So you think it's a person's right to have it?
Yes.
There's some people that don't think it's a person's right to have it.
That's fine.
But that's the difference. That's the bias. That's
fine, as long as they're not a judge and making this a decision based on the bias.
How do you get away from that? How do you pick and choose who's gonna? What if you're a judge?
You pick a judge who will follow the law.
Right, but you're appointed to the Supreme Court for life. What if 10 years into your appointment, you decide you want to change your views?
The views should not reflect on how you enforce the law.
The law is the law.
Right.
And everything in life is affected by what your belief is about it. Like, do you think it's right that we drink this beer?
Yeah.
Or do you think but a lot of people might think it's wrong we drink that beer.
That's fine.
No, it's not fine. What if I'm a judge and I say you can't drink beer?
Well, hold on. There's a difference between people having opinions and and thoughts about certain things, and there's another part where it's enforced onto other people.
Like prohibition.
I'll give you this other example. Do you think people who practice religion should have a freedom to practice the religion they believe in?
Yes.
Yes.
Well, unless their religion is going to affect the safety of people in the U.S.
Does not affect the safety.
Okay, fine.
So this person has this religion, religion A, B, C, D, E, F, G, right? Mm-hmm. And do they have a right to apply their religion to their lifestyle?
Yes.
That does not hurt other people?
Yes.
Yes? Okay. How do you feel about if a law is being passed based on religion?
There's way more context in that for that question. I don't understand. Like,
okay, so let's take abortion. That's a big topic, right?
Is that religious?
Well, the abortion laws is based on Christian or Catholic religion, correct?
No.
So, if you look at abortion laws, most of pro-life laws that are being passed about abortion is based on the religion. Like they'll say, God gave this child a chance. This child should have a chance to live and.
I don't know if that's true. I mean, well, maybe it could be based on anything. Like if the child's going to have some sort of handicap, if the child's a product of rape or incest. I don't know. I mean, how?
So what I'm saying is, if someone's religion, so you were talking about bias, right? Like someone could have this leaning view or this leaning view.
Yeah, so there's a lot of different religions, so people are biased against the religion.
So hold on. So you have a judge who has who is religious, and he has this view, and the judge passes this law based on this religious view.
The judge is not passing laws.
It enforces a law that was applying law that was created based on someone's religious view, right? So laws put together in Congress.
Yeah, but I don't know that laws are being put together based on religious views.
Yeah,
I think
but
there's a lot that goes into other than religion.
Hold on. You were saying that someone's gun views are different than other people's views, right? Mm-hmm. And they can lean one way or the other. Mm-hmm. So if you look at religion, it is wrong to take a child's life. The abortion is like forbidden in say Catholic religion.
Okay.
Right? So
forbidden or frowned upon, whatever, you know.
Fine. It's
because
against.
It's not forbidden.
That religion is against it.
Yeah.
So we'll say Catholic religion is against abortions.
Right.
Now the laws are passed because this group of people who voted for this law to be passed are religious, are Catholics, and now they've passed this law. Correct?
Not necessarily Catholics.
But with their views, right?
Doesn't have to be Catholics.
With their religious view. Hold on.
I don't know what you're trying to get at, because I don't know if they're applying religion. I'm not voting on it. I don't know if people are applying religion to this. I don't know what they're basing their opinion on.
Earlier you said someone could be biased with enforcing a law based on their views.
Could be, but it doesn't mean it's based on religious views. It could be any views.
I'm using
I think it's fucking wrong if you go punch someone in the head right now. That has nothing to do with fucking religion.
Understand. I'm using a religion as an example because we were talking about how judges can be biased and it's normal. Where I'm saying they should not be biased. You should not appoint a judge because that judge has your views. Where the judge
would you appoint a judge that doesn't have your views?
No, the judges should be.
But everybody has views. There's no one that you're going to go, who has no views here?
Listen,
I'm going to appoint you.
You're not understanding. Outside the court, you have all the views you want. But when you are in court and you're a judge and you're applying the law to a case, it cannot be biased.
Well, when you're applying the law, how about sentencing? How come they can decide what the sentence is?
Well,
how are you deciding if you get 10 years or 20 years?
Is the
It has nothing
sentence?
to do with fucking religion.
I understand.
Right.
Is the sentence? What does that have to do with religion? If the sentence of someone goes to jail, is it set on the specific laws? So, say for example, burglary, 10 years.
We're past all that. No. We're past all that. If you are convicted, the jury says you're convicted, and now it's up to the judge. He gets to sentence you.
There should be a regulation where if it's a burglary, it's this many. If you took someone's life, it's this many.
There's parameters. But why is there any parameters? Like, according to you want to say, nope, you can get 10 years, that's it. You can get 10, 20 years, you can get life. Like, whatever the judge, like, I mean, some things you can't get life in prison for stealing a pack of gum, right? But
I understand
I
that.
can give you 100 hours of community service. I can give you 40 hours of community service. Why does the judge get to decide what that is?
Well, then that would be based on the crime. And I think that when you sentence someone,
Anybody getting sentenced based on a crime that you're convicted of.
Right. So, I mean, you can't give me 10 years for blowing a red light.
Why not? Well, no, exactly. But because the type of crime, misdemeanor or whatever it's going to be,
right?
There's you can only there's parameters, there's restrictions. Like I said, you can't get life in prison for stealing a pack of gum.
I understand. So the sentence needs to be applicable based on the crime.
Well, how do you know what that sentence is?
Right. So, okay. So we need to determine: is killing somebody? Do you go to prison for life or do you die?
I think, well, not everybody has death penalty, so
I understand. So each state will have different rules, right? With different laws on sentencing. So sentencing is based on the crime. So if you stole a gum, you do this. You do community service. You crash your car and killed someone. It was intentional. Okay, you go for life. Or so crime, sentence for that crime.
Right. So I'm saying if you get convicted of stealing a pack of gum, you're guilty. You're done. Now the judge gets to say what your sentence is.
Okay.
And he can say, weekends in prison for 2 months, 40 hours of community service, 80 hours of community service, 120. Like, why does he get to decide that term?
Well, if it's under, say, it'll be category theft, right?
Sure.
You stole theft. So theft. Did you steal $5,000 worth of stuff or $5 worth of stuff?
It's still the same, even if it's. I mean, it's different. Like grand larceny is over 1,000, right?
Right.
Yeah, but I'm saying, are you gonna steal $1,000 worth of gum? You're a fucking idiot. First of all,
I'm just saying that sentence is applied to severity of a crime. So the judge will decide. In that case, okay, well, this kid stole $10 worth of gum. I'm going to slap him on the wrist and tell him not to do this again or go do 12 hours of community time.
But why is that allowed?
Well, there's got to be
if you're saying
consequence for that action, correct?
Right, but why is he able to pick any of these punishments? Because according to what you're saying, they shouldn't be able to do that for things based on religion.
What I'm saying is if a law is passed based on the religious view, so if you have, you said earlier, judges could have this view or this view. They could lean this way or this way, correct? And that's how some of their decisions with laws or interpreted could be. So I said, if a law is passed based on a religious view, right? Now that law that was based on a religious view is now applied to all people, right? So once the law is created, is now applied to all people.
Right.
Well, now you have A, B, C, D, E, F, G religions. And these religions have to follow that law that is based on that one specific religion.
Right.
So is that fair?
Until someone brings it up and they want to go to court and they want to litigate it, and now you got some other opposite-leaning judge that may overturn it based on their interpretation.
So
that's what our country's based on.
No, so what I'm saying is all of that can be eliminated if when the judge is in court, it follows what the law says without...
World hunger could be eliminated if we fed everybody.
Unbiased law.
It doesn't work that way.
Unbiased law.
But it doesn't work that
It works that way if it would be done that way, and people choose not to do it because you lose power.
If my uncle had tits, she'd be my aunt. I mean, I get it. Like, if you're speaking in hypotheticals, because it's never going to be that way. I understand how it would be if it was that way. Like, my car would be black if it was black.
I'm saying right from wrong. I'm saying having a bias.
How do you say what's right from wrong?
When you have
how do you get to say what's right from wrong?
Well, when someone is okay, take a police officer. Is police officers sworn in to enforce law?
Yeah.
So, you get a ticket if you speed, right?
No. Sometimes they don't give you a ticket.
So is that biased?
It's not religion, and what are they?
No, not religion. This is different.
What is the interpretation?
The interpretation
is, are you a shitbag because you get a ticket?
No, hold on a second.
If you're a dickhead to the police officer, you're getting a fucking ticket.
Right. So why do we behave differently when police officers pull us over? We're trying to get out of a ticket, right? Or we know we did something wrong, and we're like, fuck, I got caught. I'm going to be nice, or I'm going to be a dick because, some people are just like, oh, yeah, fuck him. So what I'm saying is, if it's just you went over a speed limit, you got caught, you get a ticket. You can be as nice as you want.
You're saying that's what it should be?
I'm saying if the law is unbiased.
Does the law say if you're caught speeding, you have to get a ticket?
Well, if that's the rule, I'm
asking you.
Yes.
The law says if you are caught speeding, you have to get a ticket. Otherwise, all these
violation. So if you went over a speed limit and the police officer clocked you going 10, 20, 30 miles over the speed limit, you violated driving safety law, you get pulled over, you are issued a ticket.
Does the law say you have to get a ticket if you are going over 10 miles an hour and you have a violation? Does it say you have to get a ticket?
I don't know that. We can find out.
But if it doesn't, first of all, if it does, then the police officers are fucking breaking the law if they don't give you a ticket for it.
What I'm saying is they're supposed to enforce it, right?
They did. They pulled you over. Right. Don't do this.
So So if you go over a speed limit, is under a discretion of the police officer whether they decide to give you a ticket or not?
Yeah.
And so that's.
If you're going 150, you're getting a fucking ticket.
Why? What if we're friends?
Oh, is it a dash cam?
See? How would I ask this question? How would I ask AI this question?
You ask questions that you're never going to get an answer for.
I'm a curious person.
Yeah, I can
see. Yeah, I can see. Hold on.
4. I'm giving this.
If you go over a speed limit, is an officer
required?
Fuck. Too long of a break.
Sounds like you're asking.
Shut up. If you broke the law by going over the speed limit, is the officer required to give you a ticket?
In New York.
Not necessarily. While an officer has the authority to issue a ticket if you're speeding, they also have discretion. Depending on the situation, they might give you a warning instead. Factors like how fast you were going,
right?
Road conditions.
Right.
150, Roman, you're getting a fucking ticket.
So if you're friends with the officer,
no, not even friends. Some friends will give you a fucking ticket.
Yeah, but what I'm saying
is, giving you a ticket.
What I'm saying is,
just being a dick.
If it was different,
you're gonna get a dicket.
If it was different, where serious things happening, like the fact that I want to have a license to carry a firearm. Mm-hmm. Why does the judge get to decide because they don't feel like I should have it, that I shouldn't have it?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of things you're talking about are based on views. That's the way, well, at least our country and mostly the world. Like, Hamas believes it's okay to kill babies. I don't think that's all right. But where in the Constitution does it say don't kill babies? Like, where is that specific line?
Well, that would be murder.
But that's not in the Constitution, is it? Life, liberty, the pursuit of happiness?
I understand, but
that's
outside of Constitution, there's also laws.
I'm just getting into the Constitution says you can have firearms. Mm-hmm. And now the states can say you can't because it's more restrictive. But they're wrong. It's specifically in New York.
See, that's wrong.
And I think there's been lawsuits against this, but nothing happened.
That's what I'm saying. Like if the judges, when they are in court,
right to bear arms, yeah,
will follow the laws, and not use their bias in court. They can go outside the court after they did their job and be like, I'm against it, but I had to follow the law.
That's why they don't have equal judges, because then you'd have...
You shouldn't have to have that balance.
They don't. They have the imbalance.
No, well, that's what I'm saying. Like, it's all just power control. Anyways, we can end it here. Follow us on Instagram and Facebook and X. When you post on X, what is that? Tweet?
Yeah, we still tweet.
Post? That's a post, right?
Yeah, whatever. I don't know what your opinion is based on religion. Let's just ask the
fuck off. Our next giveaway. So we did 3,000 followers on Instagram giveaway.
We're at 3,400 now.
What are we going? Should we shoot for 5? Do something cool.
I think we should do 4 first, but we could do 4, but we'll do something big for 5.
All right.
But I mean, how do these other people get like 10,000 fucking 100,000? Like, what the fuck are we doing?
They're fake. I mean, you look at some of those followers, it's like fucking bunch of
try to get rid of
kids
any
from India and shit.
We try to get rid of any bots for ours, but like still, these other people
venting? No, we sort through or we check our filter. Yeah. So we get rid of all the bullshit followers.
We try to. I mean, we can't keep up on it, but
yeah,
ours are real followers. I bet you 95% of what we have, but
yeah.
I also don't have these big fake tits that I can fucking bounce around either. That kind of helps.
Well, that's what you think.
I'm working on it.
So we'll do, follow us on all social media, listen to our podcast on all podcast platforms. We're also on YouTube, audio and video, and we'll do a giveaway on Instagram when we reach 4,000 followers.
You check us out on Hopped Up Network.
hoppedupnetwork.com. And any other announcements?
No, we got some good stuff coming up, so we'll do that.
Stay tuned. We'll have some fun guests coming on. And
beer, 4 for me.
4 for you? Well, that's a sour.
Oh, then it's B. No,
Best.
P. SPB.
What's P?
Shitty Perfect Best.
Perfect.
This is perfect. I like it.
Yeah.
Because it was a sour IPA from Frequentum.
Oh, yeah, that was.
So.
Yeah. All right, I'll go with P.
Yeah.
All right, guys.
So we got PPs.
PPs.
All right. Thanks.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.